Welcome back to Wake Up WA. Now,
beautiful those photos, sorry.
Oh, you're glamorous. We've had another bit of a flick through, and as soon as you see the shots, you know that he's just being very, very modest when Kevin was saying that, you know, there's not so much skill involved. Beautiful, beautiful slow-mo shots of trains and people working. Very, very talented man. Now, the last week or so, we've been pretty panicky here, all us talented people.
We have.
Been a little bit concerned, as you've probably heard in the media. Access 31's been trying to, well, give the federal government a nudge in the right direction to give us a timeline and maybe even help with some funding like they did for everybody else to go to the digital spectrum. Whilst we don't broadcast in digital, of course, 42% of the population isn't in a position to watch what's supposed to be freely available television produced by and made for the Western Australian community. Joining us now to tell us exactly where we're at on the pathway to going digital, Andrew Brine, CEO of Access 31 in WA. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, good morning.
Now, as it's been stressful for all of us, I imagine you've had a pretty topsy-turvy last 10 days or so, or probably more than that, but where are we currently at?
Yeah, I must admit the last 3.5 weeks have been exceptionally busy for not just myself, obviously, but for everybody involved at Access 31. There's a lot of very concerned people out there that, you know, have and are rightly concerned because of the situation we're in at the moment. When I was here last time, we were due to have a members' meeting last Thursday to look at a resolution to wind up the company. At the 11th hour, and literally about an hour and 15 minutes prior to the members' meeting at 2 p.m. on Thursday, some private individuals came forward with a proposal to support and fund the station. And what eventuated is that the directors decided that they would put to the members on Thursday to adjourn the meeting, to give them more time to evaluate the proposal that was on the table for funding for community television here in Perth. So, yeah, and that's what happened. The members agreed that that would be the case, and we now have another meeting this Thursday at 2 p.m. again, and we're hoping that at that meeting, obviously, the board will have considered what's there and, pardon me, and be in a position to advise the members that we can continue to trade and that we have sufficient funding for at least the next 18 months to keep the service on air, hopefully, and that's during the course of our transition to digital over that 18-month period. So it's looking good, but again, we've got to, or the board has to evaluate what's in front of it at the moment and make a decision on behalf of the members as to whether or not it's a viable proposition that's there at the minute.
Personally, do you think it's looking good?
Look, it's a difficult question, and
I know.
it's probably.
Do CEOs have personal opinions?
I think they deep down you have an inkling.
I'm optimistic in terms of what's there at the moment, and even again yesterday I had another phone call from somebody else that has indicated that they may be prepared to financially support the station too. So that you know they're really popping up at the moment, and there's lots of opportunities.
I think it's a real shame that the first. I mean, I've been here for 4 years now, and the first time I saw any media of any sort about 31 was kind of negative. It sort of frustrated me a little bit, I'm sure it did you. The media sort of took the story as being Access has gone broke, they want some more money, but there's a lot more to the story. So tell us about the other side of the equation, which is in order to ensure our future viability as a self-sustaining business model, we need to be on the digital spectrum. Have we heard from Senator Conroy now that he's back from Korea?
Yeah, the Minister's office phoned me the other day to again reassure me that they are working as hard and as quickly as possible in terms of trying to secure a digital future for community television, not just here in Perth but around Australia. And again, I think, and as I mentioned, I think last time, he's inherited a situation that has been very, very difficult to try and work through and resolve. But as I say, he is doing his utmost at the moment. But I think the reality is that, and the reason that we are in this position, or the station is in this position, is simply because 42% of our potential audience are no longer there. Digital take-up has eroded basically the viability of this operation. Until we get to a point where we can actually go digital, then that situation will continue in terms of our viability on an ongoing basis. And this is why we need the funding over the next 18 months.
The new transmitter's helped. I mean, I couldn't even watch Access at home in Scarborough up until a few weeks ago when the new transmitter was turned on. Now I can see it just as clearly as 7, 9 and 10. So that's a bit of a help. I guess the problem with digital, from my perspective, obviously you've got the business side of things to concern yourself with, as rightly so. My concern is that's 42% of the population who doesn't have the ability to watch community television. So forget about revenues and all the rest of the stuff. Isn't the government's priority supposed to be to make this service available to everybody, hence access?
Well, that was always, I believe, the intention of the government to do that. You know, we're the third tier of broadcasting in Australia. You've got your commercials, and then your national broadcasters, then your community broadcasters. So we're the third tier. We're in the Broadcast Services Act and so forth. So that, yeah, that is the case. But again, I think the previous government unfortunately didn't resolve the issues in front of it. The digital spectrum, or any spectrum for that matter, is worth hundreds if not billions of dollars, and obviously governments have to be very careful as how they distribute that and where it goes, and what plans they have in the future for it as well, because obviously once digital or analogue is switched off, and they're saying at 2013, it means that there's going to be a lot more spectrum available. But at the moment, the spectrum is very clogged in terms of, you know, channels and so forth. So this is where the federal government and Senator Stephen Conroy are trying to work through those issues, and all these other things that are happening in terms of other types of media, Channel A and Channel B, which were going to be a narrowcast service and a mobile telephone service. You know, it's a very complex issue.
So it's on the way. We've got some people showing some support out there. Just finally, on the blog pages and things, there's a suggestion that one of the board members is actually in trouble of some description. Can you tell us any more about that?
Yeah, look, all I can say really, and it's what goes in Australia is that you're innocent until proven guilty, and yeah, I can't really comment any more at the moment on that.
Okay.
Fair enough.
The question had to be raised, but look, it looks like we're on the right path, and as far as getting the community supporters back behind us that we need. And of course, if you do have a business and you'd like to associate yourself with a fantastic community organisation, Access 31 doing wonderful things and providing a voice for areas of society that otherwise just don't get heard. And I'm proud of what we've done here on Wake Up, and the organisations that we've been able to expose and give some help to. And Andrew, I look best of luck for the board to resolve and move strongly into the future. With or without digital, I think we need to stay on air, but let's hope we can be out there for everyone to see.
We have run out of time, though.
We really have run out of time.
Thank you, Andrew. We've got to go to a break. We'll be back with much more straight after this.
Andrew, Brine, thank you.